Hi, Matt Chinian here. Welcome to my studio. I want to show you the paintings I did in Paris while they're fresh and on my mind. I'll show them in chronological order because why not? It's just something. This is the first painting I did. It's just a street around the corner from our little Airbnb apartment. And it's like always, the first one of many is often the most problematic. And I could go into that, but it was just looking down a street. There are a lot of streets like this, really narrow streets that you get a short view of that connect other bigger streets. And there are a lot of good places to find a spot that I could paint. There's a lot of foot traffic in some of these places. This was another one. That's actually St. Paul's Cathedral. And again, not far from our place. It's in the Marais. And the light was actually pretty cool. And this is something I traditionally would have kept for an oil painting is really lends itself to that because that light that's coming across and going up the side of that building. By the way, there was a little creperie called the Cidery. It was so good. We went and had lunch there that same day. And it was delicious. Anyway, where I'm standing is a little jog in the street. And there's a little triangle of planters, and it was a good spot to be because I wasn't in anybody's way and had a great view. It is a bit big. It's a bit big view. There's a little bit too much going on here. And it always takes a while, like I said, to kind of get your bearings and reacquaint myself with watercolor because I don't use watercolor at home. This was another little intimate view that was up near it was up kind of near, not far from the Louvre, a little bit further than the Louvre, the Concorde, and it was very busy that day. And I found this spot just like about a block away. And oftentimes I find that if you're in a place that's really too crowded to paint, you walk away about a block or so, and you can sometimes find a little quiet spot that would be good to set up. And this was one of them. And I like looking through. You're looking through here, you're looking through a doorway into a courtyard, and there's just like things going on back there inside. And I always love doing that because it sort of automatically frames a picture with a picture. And like always, when I'm set up like that, looking somewhere, people come up, people will walk by, and they'll try to look in your direction, like, what are you looking at? And it's kind of fun. Now this painting, I decided I wanted to do some water. And actually my daughter Emma said, do a bridge, do a bridge, you love bridges. So I went down to the Seine, and this was Pont Marie, I think it was, Pont Marie. And it just, the graphic quality of the shadows, we had just a little bit of sun come out, and it created these really sharp contrasting shadows, these really cool shapes. And it also gave me the opportunity to try to depict water in watercolor. And that was kind of fun. I really had a good time with that. And I'm using a little gouache too, which enables you to go over things. And I really like the combination. So I do this a lot in oil, and I really enjoy the watercolor. I'm gonna have to rethink about not doing watercolor at home. The next painting, this is the view from there's a little attic space also up from in the building that our little apartment, our little Airbnb apartment was. And there's this tiny little attic space, and it kind of it goes down and it goes to this little, like a dormer window that's way up high. And I could open the window entirely and have a clear view outside. And the rooftops of Paris are just so cool. There's just, this one little place was so magical. I can't imagine how many other little nooks and crannies there are that are just magical to be out there. And this particular time, it was kind of late in the afternoon, and the sun was hitting it. And these two windows were our little apartment. And it was just the cutest place. Anyways, it was so lovely to be able to come up there and paint this. And I was really tired that day, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be the only opportunity I'm going to have with this light and this time of the day here in Paris. And I was like, I got to do it. And I'm really glad I did. I never regret not doing it. I mean, sometimes you can do horrible paintings and say, well, that wasn't very good. But sometimes, you can't get that time back. And that's kind of what it's about. Now, this painting was done, I went to get stamps because I wanted to send some postcards, and that had its own little adventure to it. And I finally found the post office, and it was way back, geez, I don't know where the hell it was. I walked a few blocks. It wasn't that far. It was kind of up, I think it was also kind of up near the Louvre, maybe a few blocks. And I love these trucks. I love these box trucks, and there were so many tones of light white and light whatever other sort of light blonde colors. And there was a certain unity about that I really loved. And I also loved the abstract, the quality of those shapes. And again, the light, it just all came together. And a fun story about this was I was doing this, and a couple of the young people came over that were working with these trucks, working in and on these trucks. And they saw what I was doing, and I usually, like a lot of times, I'll just say, bonjour, and then grunt or something like that. And a lot of times, people won't even know that I'm not a French speaker. But in this case, I said hello, and they realized I couldn't speak French, and they were like really interested, and they thought it was really cool, and they took my picture. They asked me if I could take their picture, and I always say yes because it's always kind of fun. And that's a part of the engagement of being somewhere, and it doesn't matter whether you're around your block or around the other side of the world. There's a certain kind of language that goes along with being an artist and creating an image. An image doesn't have language. It's universal. So I have a lot of fun with it. There's part of me that's also, it's like, apprehension, like what happens? It's like you're out there. But I've never had a bad experience, and I'm careful, of course, and it's always been a lot of fun. And a lot of times you just don't know who you're going to meet. A lot of times people just say, hello, bonjour, whatever. And they want to take a look at it, and I always say yes. I always invite them to look. And that's true of when I'm in Troy or Paris, doesn't matter. And it's not that often. It just happens a little bit here and there. Anyway, it was a great experience, and I loved it. I'm going to have an open studio on the 16th. It's Sunday, I think that is. I think I'm right. And I'm going to have some of these framed, and I'm going to show them and have just a little chat. It's 12 to 4, my typical Sunday, 12 to 4 pop-up open studio to show my Paris. And I'll show the Spanish watercolors too while I'm at it. And I will also have a link. I have a Google Photos album that is public, and it has a link, and I will leave that link in the comments section. So there's a lot of photographs of each and every one of these, the places how I was set up, and some little progress shots of some of them, and it just sort of will fill in some of the commentary. Thank you very much. Bye now.